filming this on Tuesday the 7th of April 2020. It's my third week of isolation due to the coronavirus pandemic. Although the reaction from different national governments has varied, almost all countries have adopted social distancing at the very least, and many citizens are, like my wife and I, in total isolation. I haven't left my home once since our isolation began. When it became clear that measures to keep people in their homes were on the cards, there was an explosion of public outcry from people who were frankly terrified of putting their lives on hold. Even the 7 or 14 days of isolation recommended for people displaying symptoms was supposedly driving people stir crazy. Around the same time, I saw a significant number of other autists joking about how social isolation was the norm for them and the world was getting a taste of their lives. I've also come across neurotypical people claiming that social distancing has given them an insight into autistic lives they lacked before. Are they right, though? Are the changes to our lives really reflective of the everyday experiences of autistic folk? Are those of us on the spectrum better placed to cope with social distancing and isolation than the neurotypical majority? The social distancing practiced by autistic people is either a matter of choice, of circumstance, or sometimes both. Many autists find that social interaction with more than a few close friends or relatives is highly stressful. We may dislike public gatherings for both their social obligations and the sensory assault of dozens or hundreds of voices and smells. The constant movement and lights can discourage us from going to public places like shopping malls, supermarkets, restaurants and theatres. In that respect, it may seem like we are less affected by social distancing, but sadly, that's not been the case. Supermarkets are an essential aspect of modern life. Those of us who choose to shop at quieter hours now find that the shops are as busy then as at other times of day, sometimes even busier. Those of us who choose to buy our groceries online now find that there are no delivery slots available, and are forced to spend hours every day refreshing pages hoping we get lucky. As a minority already prone to anxiety, it's not proving to be easy. I've met many autists who don't choose to be socially distant from the world. They have it forced upon them, because the people they meet are impatient or intolerant of their differences, so they fail to form close bonds with anyone. Their everyday isolation is not welcome respite from the chaos of the world. It is the result of rejection. They may feel lonely and lost every day of their lives, and now they find themselves prevented from enjoying what little interaction they may previously have had. The friendly bus driver, the shop assistant, or the waiter that gave them a little taste of social acceptance. The social distancing and lockdowns we are all obliged to respect at this time are not a window into the lives of autistic people. Autists commonly have narrow social horizons. We restrict our social circles to a small number of people we invest a great deal in. The idea of time alone to many of us may be a joy, not something to fear. In normal times, we might welcome it, even crave it. It is something that we would control, though. We make the choice of who to be with and when to be with them. We make a conscious decision to run our lives in a way which minimises our social contacts. It is not the forced isolation that lockdown entails. We would not be fighting for ways to reduce the impact of being alone or not going out. We'd be doing it anyway, not by preference, but by necessity. Lockdown may appear to have more in common with the experience of autists who don't deliberately withdraw. Those who find it difficult or even impossible to form meaningful connections with people. But then, the element of choice is raised in the opposite direction. Those NTs experiencing isolation for the first time can still pick up a phone or start a video chat with people they know. They may be stuck indoors and starved of face-to-face interactions, but they still have people they can turn to. The lonely autistic has very few people they can talk to, sometimes none. That is their life in regular times. Lockdowns and social distancing are encouraged or enforced with a clear purpose in mind, that of reducing opportunities for infection. Whilst the duration is still in doubt, there is always a sense that it will end. The disease will be tamed, and the control measures will be relaxed. Life will return to normal. You may have to endure a few weeks or months of being cooped up in your home, crowds in the supermarkets, or being unable to socialise, but one day it will all be over. Life will return to something very similar to that which you enjoyed before. There will be fallout from this period. Some things may never be quite the same. Certain aspects of social functioning, economics and politics may be altered permanently, but the everyday realities of life will resume. The isolation of autistic people will not suddenly change when the virus is under control. Those of us who choose to isolate will still have to do so because the world will be as loud, bright and bustling as it was before. The autist who is socially shunned by others who haven't got the patience to get to know them will still be alone. We will all still have to face the open hostility we receive from the intolerant. We will still be abused, still be ridiculed, still be passed over for opportunities and miss out on aspects of life most neurotypical people take for granted. There will be no let-up of the harmful preconceptions about what we can and can't do. The gossip about us will not stop, and the incarceration and abuse of autistic people in institutions will continue. There is no end in sight for us. There will be decades more struggle before autistic quality of life and sense of security comes close to that which was possible for neurotypical people before this crisis changed all our lives. The virus has had a significant impact on all of us, and there are some ways in which autistic people have been and will be hit extremely hard. In the coming weeks, I'll be filming more reports on specific aspects of how the measures to control COVID-19 are affecting autists and the people close to us. If there's anything you'd like to share or see reported, then please leave a comment below or get in touch via our website, autistamatic.com. Until the next time, thank you for watching.